So today I'm bringing you a statement that have brought several questions and controversies. After the statement, some people went uproar, why making this statement? Why is that? But then let's take a look at the statement and then we can actually review and understand the perspective with which he made the statement. So why the statement?
It's interesting that Stephen Jobs, one of the richest men in the history of the world, who founded Apple Computer with a partner, he was worth hundreds of billions of dollars, but not $1 could save him from cancer in his pancreas and his liver. He died with $1 billion in the bank. He had material wealth, but he didn't have physical wealth. No matter how much you know, no matter how much you are talented and gifted, if your body breaks down, you are poor.
In this instance, he's actually talking about physical wealth, not material wealth. Yes, material wealth, we know Steve Jobs had all the money he can. He has all the money. He got all the money. All the billions of dollars, he has it. But he couldn't save himself. Well, we need to realize something. We need to understand something, that all man will die. Every man dies. Yes, even the speaker, he died of an accident. Yes, nobody is disputing that fact. We can die of old age. We can die of diseases. We can die of accident. It's not that we can save ourselves, but then there is a reason. The thing is this. Steve Jobs was diagnosed of cancer very early enough to actually follow medical procedures and then lengthen his life and then increase his life a little bit. Cancer of the pancreas. But then he resorted to do what he wants to do, not what he's supposed to do. He said, no, I'm not going to go through any medical route. I'm just going to eat well and then use natural substitutes to fight this cancer. But no, that's not what medicine actually advises him to do. That's not what medicine wants him to do. But he wants to go through that route. And along the line of that route, it caught up on him. The cancer actually spread. And when the cancer spread, it was too late to follow the original medical plan. So that's why the statement was made that he died poor. Not because you can forbid cancer, no. But when you get to have some diagnostics, you are supposed to follow expert advice. You're not supposed to follow what you think is okay for you, no. Follow expert advice so that you can be able to elongate your life a bit through medicine, which God has given us on earth to help humanity. But then that's not just alone. It's not just about physical wealth against material wealth, no. But then there's another angle with which he's pointing at. I need to play this clip so that you understand the root cause, so that you understand where he's actually coming from before he started getting towards the physical wealth and then the material wealth. There is where he's coming from.
The Bible calls this being rich toward God. If your spiritual life is not in order and you have $1 billion in the bank, you are poor. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose the most important thing he has, his soul? So you want to focus on wealth in your spirit life.
Why making this statement? So we need to understand the perspective, the reason why he meant that. He said, if your spiritual life is not in order, no matter how much you have, and you die, you are dying poor. So let's explore the spiritual life of Steve Jobs. Why saying that he died poor? Let's explore. So this Steve Jobs' life, was he a Christian before he died? No, he wasn't a Christian. Was Christ preached to him? Yes. Christ was preached to him, but he never accepted Jesus. Story has it that when he was 13 years, he was born a Christian. They took him to church, Lutheran church. His parents took him to church. But one thing remarkable happened in his life. When he was 13, he saw a picture of two malnourished children from a magazine, and he pitched that picture. He took it to church, and he asked his pastor a question. If I raise my hand up, will God know that I raised my hand up before I raise it? The pastor answered yes, he knows. He said, He now brought the picture and showed the pastor. He now asked the pastor, Did God actually know that this thing actually exists, that there are children suffering like this? And the pastor said yes. Right there, Steve Jobs turned back. He told the pastor, I don't want to have to do anything again with Christianity. I don't want to have to do anything again with the God that will allow his children suffer. So he neglected God from that age 13 and pursued other aspects of wealth. So this is actually the reason why, even in his sickbed, he was saying, sometimes I believe in God, according to Isaacson, who wrote his biography. Sometimes I believe in God, sometimes I don't believe. Just all manner of things to actually downplay the fact that God exists and he came down to earth to die and save humanity. Steve Jobs, in his quest, Steve Jobs, in all his life, never accepted this fact. Even in his dying bed, he never accepted this fact. So this is one of the reasons why Myles Munroe said, yes, this man, he has $1 billion in his account, but he died poor. So the poverty that he's talking about is not the poverty as it has to do with money. No, not the poverty as it has to do with money. It means that no matter how rich you are, no matter how wealthy you are, no matter the fleet of cars and the estates you have, if you are not in tune with your maker, if you are not in tune with your maker, if you are not spiritually wealthy, if you are not in line with your maker and doing that which he wants you to do here on earth, you are poor. But then the question remains, are you poor